What's good, YouTubers? It's your boy T Chambers once again for the last video of our video series on how to make a championship belt. Now, in the last video, I showed you guys how to put the paper fasteners onto the plate, and also actually how to put the plate onto the strap, and also put the paper fasteners onto the strap and a foam plate, resulting in this more of a professional look, which I still kind of like. Now you guys are probably wondering why I have tape over these paper fasteners. And the reason is because I don't want the paper fasteners to pick up the actual plate once I put the final face plate over this. And that's really the main reason. Another thing I forgot to do, I'll show you guys. When you put these on, you want to flex your belt. And what I mean by is, I'm going to show you this real quick. And then you might get a look at my feet. It's basically flexing the cardboard to give it that contour fit. So as you can see, it's my my dirty living room. It has a curve to it. So, like I said, I'm gonna skip steps. As you can see right here, I have some belt snaps. Have them all separated. So instead of actually putting the plate on, then doing the button snaps, I usually do the button snaps, then put the plate on because I put it on a surface that's kind of a hard surface and I don't want to scratch or damage any part of the actual plate. So what I'm going to do is, here shortly, I'm going to get everything measured up. I'll show you how to do that once I get it measured up, and then we'll go on to installing the button snaps. So with that being said, see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, and we're back. So now I've made the holes. When I really made the holes, I made the marks for the holes for the button snaps. And basically what you guys need, this is what I use. First you're gonna need a marker, but where in this instance where the strap is a darker color, this didn't show up too much. So I use a silver Sharpie. You can get them at any craft store. I think you can get them at Walmart, but a little pricey there too. So I think I got this one for like $1.61 at Michael's. Really nice, turns out really good. You have lots of uses for it, whether it's what I do making belts or just anything else. Obviously you guys are gonna need a ruler. Always need a ruler. For actually installing these button snaps, you need a hammer. Ooh, don't want to do that on glass. Because these certain button snaps, you need to use a hammer or pliers. They have button snap pliers, but I haven't yet found the pliers for these, because when I do, it will be heaven to me. I would not have to use this hammer anymore. I would have to be banging in my apartment really loud at night, and it'll just make life a lot easier. So here are the spacers. This is what I use for spacing my marks. Can't really see it because on this one I actually have measurements. That's 3/4 of an inch from the edge of the belt, and that's where I start laying these. So basically what you want to do is you want to put your spacers there and see where it lines up at. Basically just put a dot on the corner and just keep moving down. Depending on how many button snaps you want on your belt, that's how you determine the spacing and the amount of button snaps you want to do. This one is a wider one just because it just seemed like it might work a lot better for this type of belt, because it's not the biggest belt, but it's a medium-sized belt. So the ones I usually do is like this big, which are probably about 1/8 of an inch, maybe almost 1/4 of an inch smaller. So I think this is going to look real nice. Also, what I use, and I've searched the world to find this, because I used to try to use an actual hole punch. It didn't work out really well because of the thickness between the tape, the cardboard, and the foam backing behind it. It's a real pain in the butt. And plus you want to get this little area around here, excuse me, this little area around here flat enough to the point where you actually, when you install these button snaps and try to hammer them in, sometimes they won't take to it and they'll pop off. And now I've learned my own method of, trying to figure that out. It's trial and error. Some people figure it out, some people won't. On the one side with the actual buttons, there's really little to no error with these because the way the prongs are positioned, and it's to the point where I have more of those than I have of these right here, which is the opposite side. So what I'm going to show you is basically you put this, when you make the hole for these, you put this up under here, and your second piece that goes with it basically goes over it like, ooh, not like that. It's kind of hard doing it with my hand. Okay, there we go. With that installed like that. So from there, you take your one piece, which I don't think I have with me, and I have to use my other hand, or if not, I have to use my son. Okay, and I just dropped it on the floor. Great. All right, so you take this, and it has two sides to it. It has a pointed side right here, and a flat end on this side. So you take the end with the little notch on it, you place it on top of that, and you basically hammer it into place. And when it does, oops, when it does, that little prong, it spreads out and basically covers that hole up to the point where it basically can't be removed. Like I said before, it's trial and error with these. So I'm going to hammer these out with my hollow press. And this is basically what I got from a hardware store. So basically what you do is take it and probably position it to the point where you can see it. It's kind of hard to see. We can see the dot in the middle, or pretty close to it, and just hammer it out. And sometimes you can twist it to get the material out to make the hole. It's going to take me a little while to do this, so I'll get back to you guys with possibly the belt snaps done. Alright guys, before I go any further, this is what I wanted to show you. I'm not going to be able to show you fully like I wanted to because, for one, like I said, my tripod is not working very well. I need another cable clamp, well, a telephone clamp. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I guess, the setup for it. So your button snaps come in a pack of 8, at least mine do. You can get them, I think, online for more, like at Amazon for like, I think like 80 pieces and stuff like that. So you have two sides to it, a concave side and a side with more of a flatter edge. When you're doing this portion, at least this side with these buttons, you want to use the more concave side because that's what fits into it more, and you don't want to do any damage to the buttons. So you place it inside, take it and put it up under the belt, kind of line it up to where the prong is in the middle. And I'm sorry if the lighting sucks in here. I don't really video in here very often besides the one little tour I had a while ago. So you kind of get this flat, and you put this second piece on top of it to the point where that little prong is exposed. I gotta press down a bit more to where it's more exposed. Then you use this piece and hammer into place, and you do it all the way around, and basically the same way on the other side with the other set. But I'm gonna go ahead and hammer these out real quick as I can without messing any up, and I'm gonna get back to you and show you the finished product with the button snaps. See you guys in a few minutes. Peace. Alright guys, we're back, and as you can see, got the button snaps on, 2x5 snap box on both ends. This side is always a pain in the butt. And luckily, I got them on, no problems, so we're good. Yeah, looking pretty good. So, This side is the easier side by far. That's why I always do this one first. After every time I make a belt and I do basically a fit test, which means I put the belt on and make sure that these don't come apart. When some instances, very rare instances, they actually came apart. Not all of them, just maybe a few here and there, because they weren't hammered good enough on the other side. So it's just a matter of taking them off and just reapplying it. So, that being said, on to the last part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my materials together and I'm going to show you the last and final part of this tutorial. See you guys in a minute. Alright guys, we're back, and now is the moment of truth. So now after we got everything done, everything set up, button snaps done, all you need now is to put the faceplate onto here. So what you need is to flip over your faceplate. I like to use either X-Acto knife to get some of those harder edges cut out. Need a pair of scissors. And this is 3M double-sided carpet tape. Now before, when I used to put the plates on, I used to use the double-sided tape. But after a while, the tape will kind of lift up, and when you kind of flex the belt, the plate kind of separates at a funky angle, giving the belt not too clean of an appearance. But now the way I have it affixed to the strap with the fasteners and the Gorilla Glue, looks a whole lot better. So what I'm going to do is put this double-sided tape all along the edge of not just this plate, but my other two plates as well. I'm going to cut around the excess tape, and then I'm going to fix them to the belt itself. So I'll be back here very soon to show you guys the finished product. Alright guys, it's me. I'm back. It's the moment of truth. Here is the completed championship. It turned out really, really good, considering the time that, you know, I rushed to make it, because I took a little long for my customer. Well, actually, I took a while to make it for my customer. And I hooked him up on the deal for this championship. It's not perfect. The only thing that, my only gripe is when you put these plates down, the cardboard under it expands when I press it down. Because what I do is I press it down, I flip it over, and I put a towel over it, and then I use my foot, use all my weight to press down the plates so they can contour with the actual strap. So when that happens, the cardboard up under here expands and kind of comes out. Not a lot, but just in certain spots it was just kind of irritating me. And like I said, I know it's not perfect, but I think I did a really good job on it. I'm very proud of all my work, and that's just the way I am. I'm real picky about stuff. Has a real nice curve to it. Has a pretty decent curve. You can't really tell by that. I'm gonna have to press down on it some more to make it a little more concave. But it's very flexible. It looks really nice, and I'm very happy with it. And this is the end of my tutorial. Now, I know I'm going to get people to ask me, well, you know, ask me more questions about my tutorial. And quite honestly, I think this has been as much in depth as I've gone as I can possibly go. Because I know the last time in my last tutorial, it was kind of cut and dry. You know, with restraints to me having to hold the camera most of the time or try to jimmy rig it on a tripod, this is the best I can do. So I hope that you guys like the video series. I hope you like my lies. I'm getting tired. It's already like almost 10:30. I hope you guys like the championship belt. This is the end of the tutorial, and obviously you guys have seen the belt from the beginning all the way to the end, but I will have a review on this championship belt here shortly, within the next few days. So like I said, guys, I'm glad you guys stayed with me through this whole tutorial series. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Please hit that like button. Pass the word. Make sure we get to 1,000 subscribers. We getting there. We about 93 out. Let's do it, y'all. It's your boy T Chambers. Peace, and I'm out.